everything you know has been carefully constructed. Welcome to Conspiratales.
You ever get the feeling like you are dropped into this world without a manual? Like someone clicked new game, skipped the tutorial, and now we're all just winging it? Our babies are born too early, too soft, too loud. Other animals walk within minutes, hours, scream, puke, and demand Wi-Fi before they can crawl. You wake up, you eat, you work, you scroll, you sleep. Rinse, repeat. But deep down, something itches. Like reality doesn't quite fit. Like a sweater 2 sizes too small, familiar, but suffocating. We're the only species that needs to cook its food just to digest it. We die if we don't cover our bodies. And then there's this. Chronic back pain, nearsightedness, seasonal depression, allergies to plants, the very things we supposedly evolved alongside. But don't worry, we made spreadsheets and TikTok, crying at birth, dying with regrets, worshiping money, and fearing silence. Evolution clearly had a plan, right? Some say we weren't made for Earth. Others say we weren't made by Earth. We're anomalies with amnesia. Cosmic squatters with a mortgage. Maybe that's why we build religions, launch satellites, and write sci-fi. To remember something we never truly knew. Maybe our tears at birth aren't fear of life, but grief for something lost. Grief for a home we can't remember, because maybe we were never meant to. Let's talk about the human body. You know, that squishy, fragile meat suit we all wear without an instruction manual. We sweat too much, sleep too little, burn in the sun, freeze in the cold, and get sick from literally existing near pollen. Our spines are catastrophes of bad design. Our teeth rot if we eat the wrong sugar, and our eyes? They can't even focus properly past a few meters evolution's idea of a joke, apparently. Now compare that to the rest of nature. A baby horse stands up within minutes. A newborn dolphin swims. A lion cub will claw your face off before it says, "Mama." But human babies? Screaming blobs of codependency, blind, helpless, screaming at the void like they know they've been sent to the wrong reality. And yet, we call this natural. Let's go deeper. Humans are the only species that need tools just to survive. No claws, no fur, no venom, no night vision. Just opposable thumbs, a tendency to overthink, and an Amazon Prime subscription. Our gestation is long, but the result? Half-baked. We're born earlier than we should be, because if we cooked longer, our heads would be too big to fit through the birth canal. That's not design, that's a patch. Some scientists call this an evolutionary compromise. Others call it a mistake. But a few call it evidence. Evidence of interference. Now I'm not saying aliens, but I'm also not saying aliens. There are theories, whispered at the edge of accepted science, that our genome, our sacred biological blueprint, was edited, tinkered with, upgraded, or maybe downgraded by something or someone. The Anunnaki, the Archons, the Elohim, the engineers. Call them what you want. Maybe we're not the children of Earth, but the orphans of a cosmic project, a prototype, a living experiment. The question is, who hit compile and why? And here's the kicker. What if the story of Adam wasn't about being created, but about being assembled? A little clay here, a rib there, sprinkle in some divine code, and voila, Homo sapiens version 1.0, now with consciousness and anxiety. But don't worry, the manual's still missing. And that itch you feel? That creeping sense that something isn't right. That's not madness. That's memory, trying to wake up. So let's crack open the old books. Not the ones you find in schools. The ones hidden in vaults, mistranslated a dozen times, and dismissed as myth, because they reveal too much. The Book of Enoch tells of beings descending from the sky-shining ones who taught mankind the secrets of metal, root, and fire. And for that, They were cast down, not because they were evil, but because they shared knowledge. Sound familiar? In ancient Sumer, they wrote about the Anunnaki gods who came from the heavens, created humans by mixing clay with divine essence, and used them. As laborers, Prometheus stole fire from mankind. Not literal fire, knowledge, DNA, memory. For that, he was chained to a rock, punished eternally. Because giving humans too much truth is always dangerous. Every ancient culture has a version of this. Gods descending. Humans created. Truth hidden. Coincidence? Or pattern? And then there's the blood. Ever heard of Rh negative? It's a rare blood type. No known evolutionary advantage. No clear lineage. And in pregnancy, it literally rejects the fetus if the child is Rh positive. A biological incompatibility within our own species. Scientists call it a mutation. But mutations don't usually create hostile immune responses to your own offspring. So what is it? A glitch? A relic from another branch of humanity? Or leftover code from something non-human? Some say Rh negative people carry different frequencies. Others say it's just blood. But let's be honest, nothing is ever just anything. And here's the thing. Every religion, every myth, every forbidden's tablet says the same thing in different words. Humans were made. Not evolved, not born, made. And the ones who made us either left or stayed hidden. So yeah, maybe God made us. Or maybe his intern did, on a Friday, right before the deadline. Either way, we've been trying to fix the bugs ever since. Let's pull the camera back. Why back? What if Earth wasn't always like this? What if it wasn't even ours? There's a theory, actually several, that life didn't start here. It arrived. By comet, by asteroid, by design. Panspermia, they call it. Life seeded across galaxies like cosmic agriculture. Except we're not sure if we're the crop. Or the experiment. And then there's the idea of terraforming shaping a planet to support life. Add some oxygen, adjust the temperature, introduce plants. Then, drop in a few prototypes, see what survives. Tweak, repeat, observe. Sound familiar? It should, because every myth you've ever heard starts with a garden. ... and ends in exile. Some believe we are the survivors of a previous world. A reset, a cosmic CTRL plus, alt plus delete. Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu. Civilizations buried not by time, but by design. We dig up structures older than history. Göbekli Tepe, megaliths under Antarctic ice, walls under oceans. How do you explain them? You don't. You forget. You teach around them. Because truth doesn't fit in the curriculum. Now here's where it gets weird. DNA? The blueprint of life. A code 4 letters, billions of lines. Scientists have found repeating patterns in our genome that don't code for proteins. They call it junk DNA. But what if it's not junk? What if it's encrypted? A message, a timestamp, a backdoor? Who put it there? Why don't we know how to read it? And why does it feel like something in us already remembers? You are a biological archive. You carry memories older than language, older than Earth. And that nagging feeling you don't belong here? Maybe it's because you don't. Maybe you're not a child of Earth, but a descendant of something else, a starseed, a glitch, a remnant of a forgotten version, because maybe Earth didn't give birth to us. Maybe it just inherited us. Maybe we're not from Earth, or maybe Earth isn't what we think it is. Maybe we were made, or maybe we were left behind. A relic, a glitch, a version that wasn't supposed to survive, but somehow did. We searched the stars, hoping to find our origin. But what if the stars are just mirrors? And the truth isn't out there, ... It's inside the code. We build telescopes to look outward. But maybe we need microscopes, or dreams, or silence. Ask yourself, why don't we remember where we came from? Why do we feel like strangers in a world we're supposed to call home? And most of all, why does the question, who made us, feel more dangerous than the answer? So what now? Well, if you're still here, and none of this scared you off, you might just be ready to look deeper. Ready to ask questions you're not supposed to ask. Want to know how deep the rabbit hole goes? Subscribe, share, and stay tuned, because next time, we go even further.